right, we've got PlatonicGuy and dlimes. They're all set. So I'm gonna toss it up to them. Give me one more second here. All right, and you guys are good to go whenever you're ready. All right, and you guys are good to go whenever you're ready. We've got Apache here and Raichu for commentary as well. So if you guys want to say a few words.
Oh, sorry. I'll be with you in a second. I'm just pulling up the restream viewer so I can see it.
I was like running around muting everything. Muting everything that might make a sound on my end.
Hello again. I'm back. I'm
with
Apache.
Weren't you just here?
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes ago. It's crazy.
Technology. Yeah, that was an exceptional run of Metal Gear Solid 3. We're going to do some Metal Gear Solid 2 VR now. I'm pretty sure this is the first time this has ever been done on the Metal Gear Speedrunners channel. It's going to be a race of Raiden VR, which will take us through every single VR situation.
So all missions Raiden. Again, like I said before I signed off earlier, these guys are top of their game when it comes to VR. There's a handful of people on MGSOR who are like VR titans. These are two of those guys. They're pretty crazy about their VR. So this is gonna be something. So this is obviously I'm interested to see how they do this. Like, will they do many like risky strats? Will they kind of take it safe? How are they gonna go about this?
I know these guys have like been grinding ILs for VR for like weeks, and they've been going back and forth on quite a few of them. But doing a run of all of it is a whole different game, right? Because you don't have the benefit of pause buffering. You can't use any of the IL strats that they use to achieve those like really high level times. It's very much it's going to be done on your intuition, and I think most people know who dlimes is through his Metal Gear Solid 2 times, Metal Gear Solid 1 exceptional full game times. But I don't think many people know, like, PlatonicGuy is a beast at VR. He's exceptional at ILs. Like, he might not be a name that's too familiar to you if you just, like, watch him Metal Gear a lot. But he is really, like, on another level.
Like, we all know him, but do you?
Yeah, you're about to know him.
Like, his VR times are just unbelievable. I mean, he's untied and tied some of the most difficult records that VR has seen. I mean, one of the big ones was Raiden Hold Up 1, which you'll see a little bit, for years. And I mean, I'm not even exaggerating when I say years.
PlatonicGuy just went for an IL strat on the first guard. He did the punch to get through him. Like, if that's how he's going to play, this is dangerous. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous going for that in a full game run. Limes has said that he's going to be playing it safe. He isn't going to be going for any IL strats. And I'm wondering if we're going to see like some silent shot out of PlatonicGuy.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see. It's going to happen. It is going to happen.
Yeah, he's insane, basically. So you can already see PlatonicGuy is actually going for pretty risky strats here. He's through that guard, which just saved just a little bit of time over Limes. So he had a slightly better route through this level.
During sneaking, getting seen by a guard is an instant game over. So during any of the sneaking VR levels, you can't be seen.
So they're both taking the same strat through here. It's a pretty safe strat enough. That roll to that first guard is a bit tricky, I must say. Your movement has to be pretty good. And funnily enough, it looks like Limes actually had a better time on that mission because his score was higher. So that's interesting.
Yeah, slightly, but I think he's pulled just slightly ahead here.
So I think PlatonicGuy is actually going for another IL strat.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was about to say literally like, oh my god, he's gone for the fast strat there.
No, he actually did. No, he went for the IL strat. I was looking at Limes and calling up PlatonicGuy like an idiot. So Limes is taking this really safe. Now the thing is,
I can't believe he's just done that. I remember Line specifically said that he wasn't going to go for that because it's so dangerous. And I was like, do you think PlatonicGuy will? And he was like, no, he won't go for that. It's too hard. And then he's just gone for it and
And
achieved
here
it
he
first
is.
time.
Some more. Like,
He's
he's just
nuts. He's nuts.
Look at him, he's just tearing up the joint. Like, he doesn't care. Like, what a
This is
bro,
not
dude,
this.
honestly.
You know, these are strats that people sit and grind for hundreds of attempts, right? To get perfect. They're not full game friendly.
No, these aren't like, and especially not in a race. I mean, and look at him. He doesn't care.
I'm sorry, but like I didn't expect this to
No,
be
I really
this
didn't,
good.
because I know, like, PlatonicGuy talked about how he was really nervous. I'm not surprised. This is what he planned to do. Like,
I mean,
it's this contrast you see when you look at like Limes and what he's doing.
Lime's
And
playing
you
it
look at PlatonicGuy.
incredibly safe. Incredibly safe.
Now the thing is, a race can be won or lost on taking it a bit safe. I mean,
Yeah, no doubt. You know, restarting a level is extremely costly.
and I know Platonic is the last thing he wants is a continue, and I mean, here he is doing like the most ridiculous things.
But it's getting to the point where he can start afford to take one, right? So
Yeah.
he's just starting sneaking 9, like, and he's well ahead. Line's just finished sneaking 8. Now, like, the gap is beginning to emerge, right? Even that, the
PlatonicGuy,
punch
what
in the
hell?
guard, like, that's exceptional. That is exceptional.
Like that could have cost him a continue easily. No, also
And-
Limes went for the same thing, so I guess maybe
Very
that's a
nice.
safe
No,
enough
very nice.
strat.
Hey, Lime's through the magazine though, right? Like, it's exceptional. Like,
I have to wonder now: are these guys watching each other?
I think Limes will be.
I think he might.
I
Have
think
thought
Limes will.
was
He
before.
does do.
So he's probably
But-
looking. I don't know.
These IL strats. You just right. He's risking everything to like nickel and dime a second or two here and there, right?
Exactly.
Like if you look at that last sneaking stage and the difference in strategies, what PlatonicGuy did to achieve like half a second was just absolutely nuts. And Platonic, clear through onto the eliminations first. He's clearing eliminate 1 as Limes is starting it.
Yeah.
That's
terribly far behind now. But you can see Platonic actually uses a little bit of a
a little bit slow from Limes there.
a little
Just
bit
a
of a
few
smarter
bullets.
strat at the start there. He so on the very first Raiden sneaking, whether it's elimination or otherwise, if you quickly stand on his tippy toes, that guard will just notice you. Take a little look at you and he'll be like, what's going on there? So he managed to get him to come a bit faster than Limes did, but it's just that like that VR experience of PlatonicGuy is really starting to show here.
Yeah, like I say, if you didn't know him before, you're about to know him. He's really just pulling ahead nicely. And I'm glad that like people are getting to see Platonic because he doesn't stream that often. You wouldn't really know him unless you've perused into the IL records. But he's an exceptional runner. He really is an exceptional VR runner. Sorry if there was an audio issue. I don't know. I had the audio on. But hopefully it's fixed now, guys. Let me know in the chat if it's fixed.
I'm just in shock. It's like you're in you see the videos here and there that he posts and you think wow, but then it's just when you see him. Oh,
He's got back up here. So you lose points for that. You lose points for like getting the caution. That's really slow. That's a really
Just
slow backup there
unfortunately
because
ran out of
he had no bullets. So he had no choice. But yeah, if you get a caution, if you get seen, if the guards hear you lose points, right? And so you get a slower time. That doesn't matter in the RTA. So that's what I really like about
Exactly.
it is
and
you
it's
can just
obviously it's as you're saying about points that see, so the way the board tracks scores is by points, and more points equals higher score or higher up on the board. So in lieu of like a high score leaderboard, which we don't have on speedrun.com, we're using a score to time effectively, like it's like a jerry-rigged conversion from Stealth Edge.
yeah.
So like usually for these eliminate all missions you don't want to kill people because it's going to give you a much lower score. I think you lose like 2,000 points for killing someone also.
Yeah, no, that sounds correct.
But it's like it doesn't matter because it's RTA, but killing them is faster. So you'll see them both. They'll skip the M9 if they, because some of the M9s,
Unless it's right in the way, right? Yeah.
yeah,
And
they're right
sometimes
there.
you just need the extra bullet. Like, you know, you run out of the Soko ammo quick. Like, we've seen that a few times on these stages where they run out of Soko ammo and they have to resort to, like, choking the guard out. So sometimes it can be useful to have the M9 anyway, but you will see them skip it where possible.
So for like the mission PlatonicGuy just finished and Limes just started, the M9 is like in a locker. And you don't want to stop, open up a locker to grab the M9 in an RTA environment. You just want to keep going. Just go for it. So Limes is actually caught up a little bit here. He's catching up a little bit. So PlatonicGuy again, back to the IL strats. Using his M9 to finish some guards off.
I love this hold up and turn and shoot the other guard. Like, it's very clever.
So he's just making mincemeat of this whole thing, really. He's just bodying the whole thing. It's like it's nothing to him. dlimes is taking it pretty safe here. He's taking out that camera just in case, which is not a bad idea. And as well with these missions, I do believe your ammo is counted towards your points, so you might.
Yeah, every bullet you fire. Yeah, every bullet you fire affects it.
If they'll you'll see the runners route in ammo pickups where they can, so they can just squeeze out a couple of extra points here and there. So it's all a bit ridiculous, honestly.
It's kind of wonky, isn't it? And just to VR, the way that ILs work is a little bit wonky. So it's, you know, you have to like have a degree to understand how it all comes together. I know Tyler picked it up the other night and he was like, "Wait, what's going on?"
Yeah, so here we go with the PlatonicGuy is almost finished. He just has this is the last eliminate all, and then he goes into, I believe it's weapon mode is next.
Weapon handgun.
So the weapon mode is the run that nobody likes. And I know
I do. It's like Time Crisis.
So it's not all of them though. Some of the weapon modes are not too bad. I think the most ones that you'll find runners meet with disdain is
Claymore,
Claymore,
grenade,
Nikita, and no weapon. Those are the ones everyone hates. These ones are not too bad, and there's only 5 per weapon, so it's not as bad. There's half as many of these as there is what are they called? The sneaking levels.
Yeah.
So you can see right here, they're not worried about a score, so they're just going to shoot the targets as early as possible. If you're doing IL,
yeah, you would hit them in a certain way. Yeah, Limes is like telling me that he's been practicing these. I could hear him like mashing away on his controls during your run as well, so I know he was right up to the mark. And Platonic just appeared at the last second, so I'm assuming he's been grinding this, which would be like a normal day for Platonic. He really does play VR a lot.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And I think he's planning to take a break from VR after his run here today, but we'll see.
Yeah, so fun story. Fun story about Platonic. He said he was going to take a break because they were fighting each other on hold up 6 for like a week, and Platonic's like, "Nah, I'm going to take a break from this." And he was on his break for exactly 2 days, and then he came back and got the world record.
The untied record, no less.
Yeah, the untied, which hasn't been touched since because it's an exceptionally good run.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's brave enough, honestly.
It's tough. We'll get to see that later. It's an exceptionally good level.
It's just like tearing through it. They're not too far behind,
I think he's keeping quite a decent lead.
Well, he's finishing the mission and Limes is halfway through this same one, so he's catching up a little bit. So I think the weapon modes are like their weaknesses for both of these guys.
Yeah, they both hate it. They both hate it.
I know for a fact that PlatonicGuy has spent a lot of time in the sneaking missions, so that's where he'll shine. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, he might struggle a little bit because I don't think his times are that optimized, or he just didn't put as much time into it.
I just think it's nuts that he did IL strats. He could be so far behind right now with even the slightest error in his execution. He could have been so far behind right now.
So I think Limes was actually practicing this to play to Platonic's weakness, and kind of because the more practice in this he was, the more time he could take. Because I mean, he's actually pulling back quite a bit here. I mean, PlatonicGuy is just a couple of seconds ahead at this point.
Yes, he has quite nicely pulled it back here. And that's like, you're right. He is playing to PlatonicGuy's weaknesses. He's acknowledged where the gaps are within his VR play. I think Limes can pull it back overall as well. You know, he's never lost a race on the channel. I don't think he plans to.
No, yeah, that's true as well. Actually, yeah, Limes, all the races he's done on the MGS channel, he's won. So there's a lot riding on it for Limes. His streak is on the line here.
Fierce competitor, right?
Oh,
He enjoys the competition more than a lot of people. Some people find races a bit intimidating, whereas he's a person who sort of relishes in the competition.
so I think kind of got lost a bit of time there to some
Yeah, he
reloads
did.
and whatnot. But
Yeah, not as clean, and Lives is definitely catching
so
up
now
now.
they're just
He's a
barely
second or
behind
so
at this
behind.
stage.
Yeah, a couple of 2 seconds maybe.
So they're getting into it. It's just ridiculous to look at. So these missions, I know they're not as fun to look at. So I'm really kind of paying attention here is how they're managing, how close they are to each other. So it seems like Limes is managing as, oh wow, they finished that in like frames of each other.
Yeah, you hard read exactly strategy. He's essentially the neck and neck now.
So I definitely think Limes was playing to his strength here, and he knew PlatonicGuy wasn't a big weapon mode guy, so he kind of took his practice there, that's a really good idea. I mean, the best way to win a race against someone is know their weakness and exploit that.
Absolutely.
So if you know, and
He's
Limes
now
is
ahead.
just like that.
He's now ahead. Yeah, PlatonicGuy, he sort of bet it all on those IL strats, and it just, like I said, it was just nickel and dimes. It's small time saves for huge risk, and now Limes is taking those small time saves away by knowing the weapon mode stages. A little bit cleaner, I'd say. I'd say they're both performing well. Limes is just a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, so Limes, you can tell Limes has been practicing.
Knows how to manage his ammo count, that kind of thing. Quick
you can
reloads
see
on deck.
His route for these weapon modes seems a lot more, it's more like somebody who knows what they're doing. PlatonicGuy is kind of something like
Winging it.
pull off.
Right,
Just
winging it.
see targets, shoot targets.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Whereas Limes has a system in place here. So
Yeah, if you notice,
definitely-
Limes would just shoot at one place and he'd get all the targets like as best as possible, whereas PlatonicGuy's actually moving to aim for each one. Limes, he had a system basically.
So I mean, and this is how races can go. I mean, you can either be ahead or behind. You could be ahead 1 second and behind the next, and I mean,
I know Sergeant Silent's pretty big on these Claymore stages, right? Limes, I know, was doing them I saw him doing them the other night. They're not great. They're pretty hard, I'd say.
yeah, I wouldn't be a big fan. So now the lead is shifted to Limes. He's finished level 2. PlatonicGuy is just on his way in.
Yeah, he's got the exact same lead Platonic did at the height of his lead during sneaking, right? So he's come back really nicely. I think he'll just continue to gather momentum now. As long as he avoids any mistakes, he will just pick up the momentum because he's definitely got like better ideas for how these levels should go.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
But yeah, it's looking good. It's been an exceptional race so far. Limes is the kind of guy who, he's not good under pressure, but when he knows he's behind, he'll go for more risky strategies, and he's really good at coasting on a lead as well. Like, he can play based on where he is in the race. He doesn't just go with one game plan, he'll change according to what's happening.
Well, exactly. I mean, if he knows he's quite a bit ahead, he can just take it easy a little bit. But if he needs to be offensive and really get in there and finish, if he needs to pull some time back, he'll do it. He'll take the risky strats and he'll risk it if he has to. But he can play very conservatively when he knows he's ahead. So
Yeah,
again, you can definitely see PlatonicGuy is not quite sure what he's doing here. When you see like Limes laid down a couple C4s and he was done.
Yeah. I like how they damage themselves to get to get the right explosion on certain things. Another thing you'll see is during the IL, the individual level, you have to pick up both the C4 and the Claymore in order to get the most points. But on this, because it's a full game, they just have to finish the level. They don't have to, so sometimes you'll see them just get the Claymore, they'll just get the C4, depending on what's going to be fastest to complete the level with. So again, we're seeing this difference in strategies. So you'll see like strategies generally seen within the IL runs. So we're on to grenade launcher now. Limes is getting on there first.
The other thing is, I was watching Limes. He did a run of this yesterday, and I mean he was pretty ahead, but there was certain weapon modes that did get him a little bit. So PlatonicGuy, if he's practiced at all in some of like the PSG1 levels and whatnot, he could pull ahead. But really, I think the next time we'll see a lead change will be when we move into like hold up or something of that nature, where obviously PlatonicGuy has a lot of experience.
I mean, that's right at the end as well, and that's where they're going to take really risky strategies. And oh man, do they have some risky strategies for like hold up? They have some real stuff going on. So we're on to grenade now. After this is the PSG1. We've got Stinger, Nikita, and High Frequency Blade, and that will take us through the weapon section of the VR.
So these guys they're well equipped to know what they're doing at this point. They're nobody's fool.
But Limes, you know, it's keeping the lead really well. He's a full level ahead now, right?
Yeah.
He's on 5 and Platonic's on 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about 1 level ahead. But I mean, a continue, something like that can lose it. Obviously, you don't really get continues on the weapon stages, but
yeah, you could blow yourself up.
yeah. It's
this-
kind of like set at normal difficulty, right? I know you don't choose your difficulty, but it's kind of like the way you take damage is like normal.
For Raiden, I think it's set to easy.
Yeah,
Then
didn't
Ninja
know that.
Raiden, I think it's Raiden is easy. Ninja Raiden is normal, and then streaking is, I think it's like basically just hard, but you don't take damage for that because it's a. Then Snake, I think, is normal. MGS1 Snake and Tuxedo Snake go up, and I think MGS1 Snake is like UEX, so it's the very hardest it can get. But we'll see. This is the ones I think excuse me, dlimes struggles with a little bit, is these PSG1 levels.
Yeah, he's not a huge fan. We'll see which is the Call of Duty player now among them. We'll see some quick scopes, some 360 no scopes and such.
Yeah, absolutely destroy everything. Just gonna. I mean, these ones aren't so bad. The real tech levels are pretty much Nikita. Nikita.
Listen, I'm trash with Nikita, right? I killed the president on very easy ones, so like I'm not the Nikita guy here.
To be fair, I've killed the president once or twice. Not the real president, obviously.
No, try and avoid killing the real president if I can. Only video game ones.
Especially with Nikita's, it gets me into a bit of trouble.
Yeah, I quite enjoy these levels. You'll see there's like an orange target, which will do like an explosion and take out all the targets, so that's what they're looking for. There's also a red target, which loses your points if you hit it. You don't want to hit that.
Yeah, which is obviously for an IL you want to avoid those red targets because they're gonna ruin your score. But these
on this, we don't care.
Just
Oh, Lime's gonna restart a level.
I think he might have messed up a cycle or that.
He did say he doesn't like them, so this could be really costly for him. Does that put? I think that puts PlatonicGuy ahead if he finishes this level. Yeah, I mean, Zeta, I think he obviously knew that it was going to be slower. I think PlatonicGuy's having the same trouble here, right? Platonic restarting.
So
The exact same mistake.
So I think like this particular level is it's a joke. And if targets kind of go the wrong way, it's probably going to end up being faster just to quickly restart.
There's some exceptional level design in VR. Like, it's really underappreciated, some of the stuff within VR. It's huge as well. Like, I think a lot of people who played MGS2 may not have actually seen how big VR is, and you know, I think it's really cool personally.
Yeah, it VR in general is just really.
So Limes is 2 levels ahead now. Even though they both did the restart.
So he's on his way to do the stinger.
I really want to ask him about that restart afterwards because they both did it, right? They both did it.
Something must have happened. There.
Chat, remind me to ask them about that when they've finished.
I'll get a sticky note on my monitor real quick.
I believe in your chat.
So these stinger missions aren't too bad, but
Oh, copper, no. The Stinger's quite a fun weapon, right?
Yeah.
It's enjoyable to mess with.
it has
I
some
know
interesting
you.
mechanics.
I know you like it because you came up with 5+1 Harrier, so you must like the Stinger.
The stinger, I don't mind it. I just don't like the Harrier, I think, is my problem. A lot of people mistake not liking the Harrier for just disliking the weapon itself. No, the weapon's fine. And it's cool because you can, like, blind fire and then just lock on after the fact, which leads to some cool IL strats.
It's
Wow.
also like an actual object within the game world as well. Like you can hit Raiden with it if you mess with it enough.
Limes is absolutely bodying these.
He's
things.
crushing now, isn't he? Really is. I really wanted to avoid saying it, but he's picked up some speed here.
So he's in his comfort zone here with the stinger, I think. I mean, Limes wouldn't be any. Limes is no stranger to the stinger.
Hey,
It's full
Iridescence
game.
messaged me to say that they ran out of ammo, and additional ammo doesn't spawn on that level. So they went down the
Okay.
stairs. They looked for it. They've noticed that there's no ammo. So thanks for phoning in there, Iridescence. I appreciate it. Iridescence with the knowledge.
So that, yeah, no, well, that's definitely. I mean, there's nothing you can do there, and it's actually kind of funny in a way that they both managed to run out of ammo. You'd expect.
Yeah,
one
there must be. I'm assuming because some of the targets move, right? They use the exploding ones to take them out, and like they'd missed one, and it's just funny that they both did it.
I guess when you're like just trying to get them as quickly as you can, you just kind of spam, and then all of a sudden. So I think Limes is on level 5 right now. This one is funny because it spawns like a UFO. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like Space Invader, right? I know that Kojima is a big fan of those old school games like that.
Unfortunately, Limes has to reset his whole run because he got a yellow score at first place.
So it's through to Nikito Limes. He likes Nikito. It's a fun one. It's a fun one in MGS1 as well. Exceptional, good VR levels.
Yeah, I like the Stinger MGS, not the Stinger, excuse me, so the Nikita in MGS1 a lot more than MGS2 because you can use it in third person, which I think is much nicer where they force you into first person with.
Yeah, in MGS1 you can use it in both, right? Like,
so you can definitely see here Limes as a system for these.
Yeah, he's playing exceptionally well. But the truth is, not everyone's willing to accept the truth, but the truth is Nikita is best in Ghost Babel. They have the best VR stages.
I would agree with you there, sure. If anyone was going to agree with that, it would be Plywood. I'm actually surprised Philo is not hanging around here right now. Because, I mean, this is basically his...
Yeah, he would have been a definite good commentator on Third. There's not many people that know as much about VR as him. So Nikita 3 versus Stinger 5. Limes now 3 level, I want to say. So yeah, you were completely right in what you were saying. Limes was going to pick on his weaknesses, which was the weapon stages, which is, you know, in a way, a bit of Limes' weakness as well, but he's really sharpened up on it.
Yeah, no, I mean, PlatonicGuy clearly has ignored it altogether.
Do you think he's just done 2-3 weeks of hold up 6?
Yeah, by the looks of things,
it's
yeah.
possible, right?
Whereas Limes knew what, I guess, mind you, PlatonicGuy might have volunteered this information to Limes. Oh, wow. Okay, so PlatonicGuy definitely saved a little bit of time there because he got
that was
one
extremely
shot.
nice.
But
not easy to do.
No, he's gonna need a bit more than that. But I mean, a couple of those kinds of things, and suddenly he's ahead. You know.
Platonic play into his strengths, Limes play into Platonic's weaknesses. So we could see. He just failed the Nikita there. Not good. Platonic strengths definitely lie in the variety is going to be a struggle for both of them. Bomb disposal is Limes' territory, as far as I'm aware. And then elimination, hold up. They're going to be big stages for both of them.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like the alternative missions, I think they're as much as a muchin for both of these guys. I mean, I think they both have a lot of skill and time put into these specific missions. It's just these weapon missions. I think they tend to get avoided a lot like the plague. Because I don't think anyone likes them at all because they're just boring. I know for me, I don't mind. I'm partial to a bit of VR here and there, right? Not weapon
Yeah.
mode. I hate it. It's not fun. You know, there's obviously strategy to it, but I'm too impatient trying to figure out the strategy to do it. So it's more fun to kind of like sneak past guards and trick them in all sorts of cool ways than it is for me to just swing a sword at targets, for instance. Like, that's not gonna be fun.
I think a lot of them as well, the perfect times were set way back when, and they're just extremely optimal, right? They're just
Yeah.
some of these VR ILs, their times on them, the movement is just so precise, it's ridiculous. It's definitely made both of them better full game runners because Limes and Platonic have been playing a lot of VR2 recently, and it can teach you a great deal. You know, it can improve your full game a great deal because it teaches you some real good fundamentals.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, VR, it instills good movement into you, and that's where you save time on runs. You don't save time. You save time on runs from having cool strats and good menuing and optimal bosses. But like, all of that is worth a damn if your movement is bad. You know, that's...
Yeah, I actually raced Limes on VE, well, this morning for us, but yesterday for most people, and he straight up beat me on movement. Like, his movement was just so much better than mine, and it didn't matter like how good my bosses were or how good my strats were. His movement with Raiden is exceptional, and that's because he tanks VR. So if you want to get good at full game, play some VR.
Yeah, I mean, like, complete 300 weapons in VR and you can be a legendary mercenary.
Do 1,500 attempts of Ninja 1.
Yeah, do it. You'll get good. Honestly, I promise. Guaranteed. For your money back.
VR's really popular now, like at the moment, with Metal Gear runners. There's quite a lot of people getting involved on it.
Yeah, it's definitely picked up the pace all of a sudden. And that's the funny thing about MGSR, to kind of go off on a bit of a tangent about the Discord. Like, things just get popular for almost no apparent reason all of a sudden. And then it drops off. And then it's back again. And it's back and forth and back and forth and back.
Things come into fashion, right? Different things come into fashion and go out of fashion at different times. And yeah, VR is definitely in fashion. Thanks in part to these guys. What do you think of first person view? Different, right?
Absolutely hate it. No, I know Limes
different, right?
Limes is a big fan. Actually, he actually genuinely likes them.
I like it's like Time Crisis.
But it's so disconcerting to play in first person, to be forced into it.
It just looks so different, right? From everything else. It doesn't look correct.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't feel right. That's all I can say. I can't think. But I suppose there's worse things you could play, I guess. It's okay. But like I said,
I think VR is good for if you've watched speedruns and you're like, oh yeah, I really like this, but I don't know about doing full runs. I can do that. Just start with a bit of VR. Just pick one stage and see how you get on. It's a lot less of a commitment at first to pick up.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's like if you have if you want to kind of get into the game a little bit, VR is a good place to start for sure. I mean, you can't go wrong with a bit of VR, honestly. And it's short, it's sweet, it's easy. Yeah, depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to go for like
lots of people who can help you as well. Like,
I mean, it depends on what you want to achieve with VR. If you want like world records, it's probably going to be hard unless you do some of the missions no one else is bothering. But then Limes will say
free records as well. It's just people are going to come chase you down as soon as you do it. Sergeant Silent, I'll tell you about that.
You do it once, and you have dlimes on your ass. He's going to absolutely destroy you. Or Edge, he could do it also.
Like a wild animal chasing you down.
Yeah, it really is. Though.
I heard you like this level. I like this level.
You don't like this level? No, but I want to take it from you. So So PlatonicGuy, again, you can see he hasn't got that
He's lagging
weapon
behind
mode
somewhat
experience.
now.
So he's kind of doing like, he's doing, I don't want to say strats I'd do because that sounds mean, but this is how I feel like I'd be doing weapon mode.
It's not as like trained up. It's not, you know, Limes seemed like he had a real keen eye for each level. He was making things were just interacting well with each other. It was a lot cleaner.
Okay, so
And it's
I feel like PlatonicGuy knows what he's doing here a little bit because he's
doing this quick reloads. I like it.
like this. This is weapon mode in first person, but he seems to have like a real grasp on what he's doing here compared to what we saw earlier, where when he was doing weapon mode, he just kind of was just get the targets done as quickly as he can. So I think PlatonicGuy, similarly to Limes, knew well enough that his strength lied in first person view mode, and he was like, well, I'm gonna practice that then. So this is, so we can see that these guys, they know each other's strengths, and they're definitely
Limes
playing
restarting a level there.
Oh,
Oh, he forgot the. I think he I think he's. I don't know. I thought he forgot something. Forgot to pick something up or something, but maybe not.
It could have even been if he got an alert. Well, Iridescence will tell us.
Yeah, Iridescence, please tell me why you restarted that level. Limes accidentally fired the USP. Oh, changed guard cycles. Nice one, Silent. Because I don't have sound, that wasn't obvious to me. But it's give Platonic a bit of a chance to catch up here. Like it's gonna take some doing, but he needs things like that, right? He needs the resets. He needs the continues. But if history is anything to go by, he might end up doing the same mistake too. I personally really like these stages. I definitely want to pick up some of these VR stages.
And we've actually just got some news in the Discord. Our boy Plywood has he's offered a Bug's Life as a bonus game, and that's also set at $150, just like
Nice.
So if you haven't seen Plywood and Bug Life, what are you doing? First of all,
I'm actually such a fan of Plywood running Bugs Life. I used to watch his streams all the time when he ran that game. It's a really cool run. It's a really fun run. Shout out to Grain.
So I just kind of stole Python's thunder a little bit there and called that out for him, but that's definitely a thing. It's just that there's not much time in this run to kind of drop in and say whatever. But I mean, obviously Python, whenever you feel like it, you can drop in. And
oh yeah, just go for it. Just tell us to shut up and get on with it, man. It's fine.
So we're just.
But this.
I think I was about to say the same thing you were, which is this level sucks.
there's some ridiculous IL strats you can do for it, right? And Lance was like explaining why you don't go for them, and then I was killed like 3 times in a row. But even this bit can just yeet you off the level.
Yeah. So Edge has the record, I think, for this. What you do is you saw Limes kind of take a long way around, but you can actually just roll to the right. And if you're really lucky and you don't accidentally roll into a mine, you can just finish the level in like half the time Limes just finished it. But it's so sketchy.
They're doing Ghost Babble Mini. VR has some of the best music. Ghost Babble.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like Ghost Babble's VR.
I'm such a fanboy of Ghost Babble's music.
It's really good though, to be fair. Especially when you consider like it's a Game Boy game.
Yeah. It's really pretty as well. It's a really nice looking game.
No, it looks absolutely gorgeous, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like a lot. I think it's fair to say like a lot of the Metal Gear games, they all look well. They've all aged very, very well. Because I mean, there isn't too many PS2 games, and like this is a PS2 game. How many PS2 games look like this in 2019? Very few.
I think this game stands up exceptionally well in modern day. I think it's a beautiful looking game.
There's PS4 games that look worse than this. I mean,
yeah, but Metal Gear Solid 4 is one of them.
Data. But that's the thing, like MGS4 doesn't look as good as MGS2 or MGS3. The only one that hasn't aged well at all, in my opinion, is probably MGS1, and that's just in like a looks perspective. As far as the game itself goes, it's pretty nice.
I still think it looks quite nice, but it does suffer a little bit.
There's definitely better looking PS1 games.
Yeah, it's a little bit dated, but it's nice.
Oh no,
nice game.
PlatonicGuy.
Is he going for it?
Oh no.
Does not surprise me in the watching it.
Oh,
It's gonna mess up his cycles now for doing this.
yeah, but he just has to give it a second. Oh, PlatonicGuy, no. Oh no! And that's why you shouldn't do it.
In a race.
See, that's the thing. It's like
he got yeeted off the level there.
I wonder really. Oh no.
Oh,
PlatonicGuy.
Platonic,
Now
please.
I think he's a bit nervous now. So Limes is actually doing.
Pray for Platonic in the chat. You can bring him back to life with your prayers.
Limes is doing the level everybody hates, and every character, as far as I'm aware, excluding obviously Ninja Raiden and X Raiden, has a level like this where they protect something, and it sucks. It just gets increasingly more annoying. And PlatonicGuy doesn't care; he's still going for it. Oh, and he's got it.
What a man!
I'm gonna say that's second try. I'm gonna call
man.
that second try, because to be fair, the actual second attempt, he didn't die there. So
Yeah, just exploded. See, it's the power of the prayer. That's the theme for the marathon. It's power of the prayer. Pray for your fellow runner, and he can do well. I got everyone. I don't know if you saw, but I got everyone to pray for you during a bike chase when you were like seconds from death.
thank God, because I mean, I think that's the only thing that carried me through. Because I mean that, like, oh God, and it's the fact that they flipping exploded on top of me, because of course they did. So PlatonicGuy is doing. This is all fairly standard. I don't think he can do that super fast strat here. Limes is doing the missions I detest more than anything.
I adore variety. I think it's so cool, but I don't run it, so you know,
ones
it's one
I
of them.
don't
You
like-
can like it from afar.
I don't like the missions in the dark. I hate them. So PlatonicGuy is catching up a little bit. He would be a bit more ahead, obviously, without those continues, but he's not doing too bad despite 2 continues right there. I mean,
Limes is having an exceptional variety stage here. Really nice.
so I think Limes is spent an awful lot of time on variety, so he really knows what he's doing here. So PlatonicGuy's he's getting somewhere. It's all about the real meat and potatoes here, as far as I'm concerned, will be the alternative missions, the bomb disposals and the hold-ups, and that's where we'll see PlatonicGuy kind of come into his own, and it's where we'll see. It's where we'll see. Oh no! The same thing happened to Limes. It's just so.
It's unfortunate.
That's
I love
it.
this. The stage Limes is doing that jump at the end. It's kind of like that scene in Matrix, right, where he jumps across the buildings.
Yeah.
It's got a really similar vibe to that.
Now, so one of these missions here, Limes could lose, either gain or lose a lot of time, and this goes for either of them. Because these Zanjutsu missions are flipping hard.
Yeah, this is a hard stage.
So he's taking it. No, PlatonicGuy.
No, you can't give up.
Come on, dude, you can do it.
I think that's the thing. It's like a pressure thing, right? Some people cope exceptionally well under pressure, and others don't like. You know that feeling you get in your gut when you're racing someone. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna lose. Like some people suffer from
Hey.
it stronger than
Yeah.
others.
So, yeah, no, I mean, I can't stand that. Being stressed, I get like, oh, I can't cope
Yeah,
with life.
It's the stress, right? It's stressful. Racing someone is stressful, but at the end of the day, this isn't about who wins or loses. It's about putting on a good show, bringing in donations so we can get Raichu to GDQ, because we want to see our games ran at GDQ. It's important to the
Absolutely.
community, right? It's important to me anyway, and I think judging by the donations we've got already, it's obviously important to other people as well.
GDQ, like getting the run at GDQ is big for everyone.
It's a big deal. Yeah, it's a big deal, man.
So I know I said yesterday, I mean, you guys are all doing this for something that doesn't really have much of a benefit to you. It only benefits me, but that's not true.
No,
I mean,
it's not true at all. It
being
does
a GDQ,
benefit.
like, I mean, it'll give Limes a lot of work first of all because he'll be able to welcome a bunch of new people to the
Yeah,
community.
his fingers falling off.
He'll have to set up like a hotkey on his keyboard.
Yeah.
Or something.
I thought you were gonna say it's gonna bring him a lot of business because you'll be wearing like a store advert on your t-shirt.
I mean, he's printing a t-shirt for GDQ, so that could happen.
Yeah, I'm getting.
I
mad,
wouldn't
I'm
put
getting
it
mad.
past him.
But like that's it. Platonic, don't worry too much about who wins or loses the race. At the end of the day, the community out of this, like getting our games shown at GDQ is really important to us. And I don't want to jump on my soapbox here and go on about it, but it is a big deal, man.
I mean, the race is just for fun, really. I'm sure
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Limes it means a lot to win because.
Oh yeah, for sure, because it's competitive, right? Yeah.
If there's anything Limes hates more than losing, I don't know what it is. I think it's probably not having money. That's probably the only thing.
Yeah, no, if he lost this race, he probably just wouldn't Discord anything for a week. He'd just be lying in bed with the covers over his head. Whereas Platonic will just bounce back from it, man. He'll be fine. If anything, he's done us a service by not beating Limes.
Yeah.
I love that the giant genome soldier sees the book, right? It's so funny.
Yeah, and he gets like that. Like, oh, it's ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah, it's whoever came up with this, man. It's just like next level.
The boy dlimes is in here. He's in the chat.
So yeah, while I can take the moment here.
Yeah, sorry, Python. We're not giving you a second to talk.
Oh no, by all means. So we do have a couple of donations that came in. Solid Spider Snake donated $10 without a comment, but thank you regardless. And
Nice.
Nikita Launcher dropping yet another 50.
Well, how
Oh
does
my
50s
God.
just like people just like chucking them 50s in?
I
Love
just
to
like
see it.
I'm gonna move to America, dude, because it seems like everyone just has $50.
I was just gonna throw $50 at you as soon as you get there.
And
Sorry, I'm eating a pretzel right now, so I will thank you guys in a second, properly.
but Nikita says, really enjoying the show all day today and round 2 tomorrow. Stay solid, boys.
Yeah, round 2 tomorrow. Stay solid, boys.
And I believe Nikita Launcher set his to saving Otacon. So we got a race again, boys.
Yes.
Meryl
Kill
is at
Meryl.
125.
I don't know how I don't know how you guys feel personally, but I'm on Team Kill Meryl all the way.
Same,
Yeah.
to be honest.
The current standings are Meryl at 125 and Otacon at 120. And remember, this will change the ending for both Metal Gear Solid 1 and the Twin Snakes. So
they're doing it as a joint one. It's not separate. Nice. Let's kill Meryl twice. You get more. You get more of your money. Like you get to see Meryl like twice. Normally you only get that once. This is a special offer that you can only get here at.
And of course, as Raichu mentioned, we also have the new incentive game, Bugs Life, with Plywood. That is at $150 throughout the marathon. Or, sorry, throughout this first day, because that is slotted for the end of the day. And that has currently got $10 towards it. So if you want to see Bugs Life...
End of today?
Yep. So if you
I'll
want to see
be
Bugs Life,
donating for that.
make sure you get them in before the end of Metal Gear Acid 2.
You do want to see Plywood run a Bug's Life. It's a really fun run, and not just that the run's good, but Plywood's a really good commentator as well. That'd be a treat.
Plywood's a party starter. That's just the bottom line.
Oh yeah, fact. Yeah, fact.
But thank you, Python, and thank you everyone who donated. I apologize. I just let Python talk because I was eating pretzels.
We were kind of like at the start we were like, yeah, Plywood, Python, feel free to jump in any time, and then we just didn't stop talking from that second onwards.
Classic.
Platonic's health looking a bit monk-ass. He's got a ration, so he should be okay.
Yeah, he should be fine. He'll just will some health back. It's fine.
I get anxiety, right? Just looking at like the whole Jejunum area and thinking about the music, and like I just hate it, like because you got like the Jejunum fall, those Tengus shooting you. I hate that whole area.
Yeah, I mean,
Have you ever fallen in the Jejunum gap?
oh yeah, I lost the race to plywood with that once. That
Oh,
we
yeah.
mentioned plywood a few minutes ago there. Also, I think it probably stands to reason, and everyone's aware by now. But the Metal Gear Solid 2 PAL Sol run that's happening.
Yeah, that's happening. It's been met, which is good. Be enjoyable to watch Tyler rip that game up. I'm sure he gets anxiety around the ascending colon Tengu one area as well.
I know I would.
Spooky little area. I love this bit where he just diffuses the bomb by spraying the guards. I adore these VR missions.
Yeah, I mean the thing about VR, as well as being like a high level speedrun that's very optimized, it's also full of nonsense.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. The Tyrannosaurus Rex like guards,
It's like some of these like variety missions, for instance, they're just ridiculous.
it just gets more ridiculous as you go. And then at the end, it's just like, yeah, take pictures. It's like, calm down, just take some pictures, fun.
Just chill out, it's fine. Just chill out.
It's a good mix, right? You could be like hitting targets with a sword. You could be defusing bombs. You could be leaving books down for a giant dinosaur-sized guard. He jumps up and down in celebration. But yeah, I think Platonic will struggle to make the time back. It's going to take a lot of mistakes from Limes now.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
like,
then again, he's kind of like I said, PlatonicGuy's getting into his territory now a little bit. But the thing is, this is also Lime's territory, so.
and plus Lime's like king of safety play, right? He won't risk anything. He's such a defensive player.
Which is, where you want to be. And like when he knows he's quite far ahead, he'll go for it. He doesn't care. It's like whatever. So
You're
this
not
is-
like that, are you? You're like the opposite of that. You'll like go for mushroom strat even if you're behind. Like,
Yeah, I don't care. I
it's
just
swag first, right? It's swag first.
yeah. When I'm doing speedruns, I want it to look good.
Yeah.
I don't care if I
I'm the
lose.
same.
If I, like honestly, I'm probably gonna lose anyway. That's usually how I feel. So I'm like, I might as well look cool when I'm losing.
It's gotta be mushroom strat. That I'm learning that mushroom strat, by the way, 100%.
It's not that bad.
Make a tutorial.
I already have a video. It's actually not that bad. Once you practice it a bit. I wouldn't do it in like GDQ, but I will.
Nah,
'cause-
do it in GDQ.
Of course I will. Somebody donates another $50, I'll definitely do it GDQ.
You heard it at first, people. And that, in my opinion, that's got to be seen at GDQ. That looked like something else. That was ridiculous. So 3 stages ahead. It's not the most sizable lead. I thought it was a little bit more than that ahead. He's through the bomb disposals, which is very much Limes' territory. He's really good at the bomb disposals.
Yeah, I think
And he's through to elimination.
I think Platonic just had a really good Zendatsu. So he got lucky a bit there. Well, not lucky.
Yeah.
But I think I know what I meant.
Yeah, he got a really fast one. Yeah. So maybe you could pick this up. Maybe
it's
I
anyone's
misspoke,
game,
you know?
really.
Yeah, maybe I misspoke.
I mean, the way I've always looked, like a race isn't over until the end,
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
lead could just change for no, like Limes could keep falling down a hole somewhere. You know? As unlikely as that is, it could happen. And the other thing is, these guys are both on the same hardware, so there's no hardware advantage or anything like. They're both SSD digital.
No, we're not in the MGS4.
Yeah.
8 hard disk drive versus solid state.
They both have a Japanese copy as well, so.
Yeah, which is better for VR, right? It's faster for VR.
For RTA, yeah, I think it is, because when you get a score, there's no like, Jack, you're great, or any of that kind of rubbish. It's just straight. It's just silent. So I don't know if that voice line actually loses you time RTA, but if it does, you don't get that on Japanese.
I'm curious. I'm sure I can hear Iridescence waking up like from hundreds of miles away. I can just hear him waking up in bed to tell me the answer.
Keeping everyone up to date.
Yeah.
Our fact checker.
It's like he knows a lot about this, right? I've never seen him run it, and he's just like knows everything about it. That's the Iridescence.
Yeah, like Erie is one of those guys. He's pretty quiet, but he's watching everything, and he's always absorbing information.
Yeah, storing all the knowledge.
You know, and then he's just ready to drop the knowledge bombs on you, like just like.
What? You didn't know that? I did. I love Eliminate. I love Eliminate in RTA because you actually just get to kill everyone. You don't always get to kill everyone in Eliminate all during I because you want to not use any bullets. You want to use the M9. You know, it's not as fun. It's better in RTA.
Look, I mean, Lions just took that man's legs off with a claymore.
I love this strategy, just walking up and putting the claymore down on the floor in front of him. Fantastic.
Just don't care. Just fucking get her done. So one of the actual little things about bomb disposal, which I know we're near the end now, but it's worth mentioning, is you'll see these guys, they'll get into certain positions and they'll crouch or they'll twist and turn a certain way. If you're on like the right pixel, I guess it's all it feels like that anyhow, or you're just in the right position, you can actually freeze the bomb faster. So you get that like quick defuse, they call it, which is pretty important for it's pretty important in general, but especially for VR. So like PlatonicGuy got away with it. No, he didn't. But I don't think it's gonna matter.
I was thinking there, does he not still have to destroy that? But maybe not. It does get a backup unit, which is a bit of a nightmare.
The IL strat, I guess you could call it for that, would be you'd want to... Yeah, he's going to restart. Oh,
that's cheeky. That's very cheeky. I like it.
So the IL strat would be you'd want to quickly pop into first person and just shoot it once and run along the farthest edge of the bridge. And the Cypher just doesn't see you for some reason. But yeah, PlatonicGuy's way is actually, that's a good idea as well.
So Iridescence, but yeah, it's 4 AM, but the lack of victory voice lines is faster. Sorry to interrupt you, man. I thought that was really funny.
No, that was perfect. Just like we just mentioned how he'll pop in and let us know. And what does he do?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Iridescence.
Keeping us informed.
Because we're like... I just love that how he's just like, yeah, it is 4 AM, but here, since you asked.
This is a fantastic little strat from dlimes here. So what did he do earlier? He had an alert, so he went into the and then restarted, and that's the room's checkpoint for you.
Yes, exactly. So in like the shell and the tanker, going into a room, just if you quickly reset, it just resets that room. But for ILs and stuff, that doesn't work as like a speed thing because well, it kind of does because
in the IL essentially.
Well, it kind of no, it can't. Never mind. Because when you reset the time you reset at, so if you had like 3 minutes on the clock as you walk into the room and you waste 30 seconds, you restart, you're gonna have 3.5 minutes left. So it makes resetting like those ILs, those long ILs like the plant, a bit of a pain because you actually have to exit back to the menu.
Yeah.
But it's definitely beneficial for
the RTA.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, it's not like the ideal thing, but it's a good backup to get rid of your alert.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's a lot faster than trying to tank an alert through the whole game because you'd probably die, honestly.
There was a really nice strat I saw Limes do before where he only had one bullet in the SOCOM, so he let the guard see him and then he ran back behind the wall. So if you go out of sight of a guard, they get on the radios calling in alert, so it made him stand still so he could shoot him in the head. So a really clever little strategy.
That's big brain strats.
Yeah,
and now we're
dealing with a lot in full game.
Now we're dealing with stealth guards, which nobody likes. The unfortunate thing about this game and stun grenades is they don't start counting down until they hit the floor, which sucks. So some of these elimination missions, especially ones that you use stuns, are always going to be faster on PC or PS2.
Yeah.
Because of how the grenades work. But this is why it's obviously beneficial if they're both on the same hardware. So they both have that disadvantage. But it's a little fun fact if you ever decide to get heavy into VR and you want to get the best mission. You want to get the best scores, you need a PS2 or PC to do it.
Limes is now through to a hold up. Hold up, I think, is my favorite out of the VRs.
Yeah, hold up's pretty good. So PlatonicGuy's using actually a different strat here. He's using stun grenades and some claymores. Oh, unfortunately that guard isn't being. He's not going to get baited by that. Oh, never mind, he is.
I think he wanted both, but
I think that's what he was hoping for, but I don't think they chased him like they were. Like it didn't. It didn't. What was it? Forensic. This is something Forensic said once about a race I was in. He. I'll think about it. Damn it. Basically, it didn't go to plan, but there was like a really amusing way he put it, and it's just like it was perfect. So I'm really sad I can't remember it now.
So in hold up, you get a gun with no ammunition. You can't really like do anything to the guards, but when you hold them up, they just disappear. They put their arms up and disappear, right?
Yeah.
Just like
But you
evaporate
also-
from existence. Like, have you ever seen that video, that GIF of the guy, and he just puts his thumbs up and then disappears? It's kind of like that.
But yeah. So you also get an M9 with ammo in it, which can be useful for some levels, because if a guard is about, so all the guards are obviously on cycles. But if you shoot them with an M9 in the back, they'll pause for about a second, and it can get you into a position where you can shoot at them quickly, or you can hold them up. Excuse me. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, clean. For anyone who doesn't know, not really the series, what we call a cycle, a guard cycle, is just where the guard starts from and where he goes back to. It's just his like route. It's just he'll always follow the same pattern. So depending on what time we're at, we can tell where a guard's going to be.
Oh, I remember the quote now, but I'm not going to say it. I want to see if anybody makes a mistake, and then I can use it. The moment's gone, so I have to come up with a new moment.
Limes is doing hold up 6. I really adore the strategy they use. Hold up 5. There's a strategy they do where they do I think he did it where he does like a coolant rise off the floor to bring the two guards towards him.
Yeah, so
Hold
here
up
we
6
see.
is legendary, absolutely legendary level.
So I wonder how Limes is going to handle this. He's not going with the IL strat.
Not doing the IL. I bet you Platonic does.
Oh, he will.
I bet you Platonic does.
He did it for variety. So
Hold up 6 has an insanely good strategy where you can distract two guards and bring them to a place where you can hold up both of them. It's really precise. He'll probably go for it because even the backup's going to be fine for that.
So I think the way you want to do that, just from watching the video, because I have no like real idea. It's just you're trying to watch it and figure it out from there. But you like hit the guard on the floor so that one of them gets distracted by being shot, but the other one gets concerned because his friend has just been shot. And you're just like abusing the AI to the nth degree to keep them in place. So you can do a double hold up, which is really bloody hard to do. A double hold up is risky.
Precise, yeah. There's a lot going on,
and it's very easy to fail it. So if PlatonicGuy does go for it, there's a chance he could get it, but there's also a chance of it failing. So, but I feel like he'll do it because it's PlatonicGuy and he's insane. And it's also worth pointing out, actually, Lime's conservative strategies have seen no continue so far, whereas I don't think he's had a continue anyway. No, he has.
Yeah,
excuse me, he had in variety.
He's had like restarts that he's chose to do as well, right? Like,
I think the continue count is a little bit higher on Platonic's side because of his.
He's had a bit of trouble, yeah.
Risky ass strats.
Because he plays at breakneck speeds, right?
So he's just timing that grenade. Oh, that was a nice little double slap there with the M4. So that like double slap to knock them out can be actually pretty difficult on HTC because of the janky hitboxes. That man's dead.
That was a very cool strat.
So you can see those double hold-ups come in handy here, but they're a bit tricky to pull off. Limes does it like it's his birthright, of course.
The hold up mechanic can seem like kind of balked at times anyway, right? Like it's it behaves strangely on all three versions, like differently from one another. A trick we use, I don't know if I mentioned this, but like if you have the M9 and the SOCOM on your previous, so you press R2 to switch between them, right? If you're holding the gun up and you switch between the guns, it will attempt to hold up a guard. So you'll see that used quite a lot. They'll switch between the guns to do hold up on multiple guards.
Yeah, so it makes you don't have to try and drop your weapon and bring it back up again. And it's interesting to know here, like Limes is basically an entire set of levels ahead at this stage.
Yeah,
I guess if you want to be really accurate, he's 8 levels ahead.
He's 8 levels ahead, which is
so he's going into
exceptional
photograph mode.
Limes does this thing, right, where he knows how good he is, right? But he'll play it off like it's all a risk, you know, like it. Like, oh, I'm really worried about this, you know. I'm really worried about this. He's like, oh, it's a different skill set, this VR. But then he's just like 8 levels ahead, man. There's a lot of time.
Yeah, and he's just like we were.
That is the Limes, right? That is what he does.
Like I put my money on PlatonicGuy at the start here. I'll tell you the truth because I seen what he was doing. And I was thinking, But then Limes, and despite his conservative strategies, he didn't panic. He didn't go crazy. He just kind of took it easy, and it got him to the end, and it pulled him ahead far enough.
Photograph is the final set of levels. Once we hit the final photograph level, which is, I want to say 6. Is it 6 or 10 in photograph?
There's 5. Oh no,
5.
There's 6. You're right. There is 6. 6 or 7.
Yeah. So once you hit 6 stages, that will actually be time for Limes.
Photograph is.
So we're really near the end. So the estimate was 125. If you look at the time, like this is the thing, right? Limes will have been like, oh yeah, I'll be like getting a 120 or whatever, and then it comes to the race and he's going to hit like a 1. Do not believe this man's lies. If you see Limes saying he won't do this, he won't do that, just don't listen to him, man. Don't believe his lies. PlatonicGuy did the strat. He did the hold up 5 strat. It's exceptional, that.
So we'll see now. I'm interested what he does here with his hold up 6.
He's gonna go for. He's 100% gonna go for.
I guess he knows he probably knows he's behind here, and what's he got to lose at this point by doing?
So Limes on the final stage. Yeah. Knew he'd do it.
Will he get it though? That's the real question.
I think he's missed it, but.
Oh, PlatonicGuy.
I'm so happy he went for it though. I knew he would. I'm so happy.
Time on Limes here now when he hits exit here. So this is
exceptional.
39.
Absolutely exceptional.
I guess he has nothing better to do now than just do some ILs, I guess, while he waits.
He should jump in here, I think. There we go. He got it.
Second time.
Very nice from Platonic.
Hello.
So yeah. Yo, welcome, dude. Exceptional run.
welcome, dude.
Really exceptional run.
Exceptional run.
You know, we were saying that you'd play to your strengths. Raichu was saying, you'd play to your strengths. You'd play to PlatonicGuy's weaknesses, which was the weapon stages. And PlatonicGuy did, as expected, go for IL strats. His sneaking was unreal. It was absolutely unreal.
It was ridiculous.
And he just did a successful hold up 6 as well.
He did that IL strat.
The thing is, what happened here is Limes practiced for the RTA environment, and I think PlatonicGuy stuck to what he knew, practiced the ILs that he knew. So both of you exceptional IL players, but I think Limes just came more prepared for the actual event. That would be my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely a shame. I saw what happened with his the hang drop variety level 3.
Yeah.
Did he fail twice?
Twice, yeah.
Twice, yeah. That's incredibly costly.
Is that a PB for you?
I think that's record by about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
No, it is. I think you've got a 106 here at the minute.
Yeah, I got a low 106 last night, and yeah, that shatters it. So,
Hey,
you didn't take any risk, right? You didn't do anything risky in your whole run, right?
No, not really. I started playing loose once I started to pull away on the weapon mode stuff, especially the grenade level 5. I saw him start to struggle. I nailed it pretty much perfectly, and that's like, well, I'm gonna start to pull away now.
So I mean, what happened, I think, was obviously, maybe I'm wrong, but my theory here is that you knew PlatonicGuy's weapon mode was a bit dodge, and you
I
played to
didn't.
that.
I didn't. I haven't seen him practice once. I had no idea what I was getting myself into with Platonic. Like, I was getting bodied on the sneaking levels. He was doing
He destroyed you. Yeah, he really.
He was doing bullshit strats, honestly.
Yes.
But what
He
I
had
want
a
to say
flawless
is,
sneaking. I'm like, oh boy, I'm in trouble.
yeah, it was exceptional. It was really nice, especially in a RTA environment. It was just something. It was a joy to watch.
So
But
funnily enough,
playing that well on sneaking doesn't actually net you that much time, really, right? Like if you think
No.
about it, if you do all the, you're risking so much for.
he kept about 2 levels ahead of you, max. But
Yeah.
the problem
Yeah.
was, once you
They're
got into
short.
weapon mode, you absolutely beasted it, right? And
It was just a lot
PlatonicGuy
cleaner. Yeah, it was a lot cleaner.
PlatonicGuy played it like somebody who didn't know what he was doing. Not to say that like to be mean about Platonic, but that's what it looked like. But when you compare the 2 runs, you knew what you were doing. You'd practiced. You could tell PlatonicGuy didn't give as much focus to the weapon mode. Like you had your route set up. You knew where you were going. You knew how to get there. PlatonicGuy not so much. He was just kind of like, ooh,
It was just a bit messier. It wasn't. He didn't know
Yeah.
what he was doing. It was just a little bit
Yeah,
messier.
well, that's
like
Limes had a clean route, and I don't think it went for Platonic like he'd drawn it up. You know, I think he'd drawn it up a certain way, and it just didn't go that way for him. But for Limes, it went exactly like how he'd drawn it in his head.
I mean, I practiced 4 levels before I started. PSG 1.5, Grenade 5, and 2 of the C4 Claymore levels. Those are the ones that were giving me fit. I did that right before.
A little bit too much zoomed in there.
Ooh.
So
yeah, this one I almost took the picture too early and took a continue myself. So
you keep
it's not easy.
your streak of never losing a race on the MGSR channel.
6-0.
PlatonicGuy, you're zoomed in a bit too much.
There you go.
You got it. And the thing is, like, with this level, you can't be zoomed in too little either, because it's really specific about the framing as well. Like, you can't be too far or too zoomed out, so it's, you know. Oh.
unfortunate.
Oh.
They're not easy. These photograph stages. They're not easy.
No, not to do them as fast anyway.
No.
Okay, how we got it. We're good. Gucci. I'll accept that picture, even though I think it was a bit.
It's like it was like the Marines logo. That one.
He took a picture of those leaves. That's all I'm saying.
Let's go for the photo 4 strat. Let's see.
So he's not gonna do the risky
safe
strat.
version.
I actually didn't see Limes. Did you do the risky version or the safe?
No, I did he for.
I did this version.
So, excuse me.
Yeah,
It doesn't. Limes. You don't go for the risky strats in races, right? Like not unless you have to.
Unless I have to, but about the only thing I'll do quote unquote risky is raise. So.
Yeah, I mean, oh.
Unfortunate.
So he's trying to be stealth edge. Never try to be edge. Question is, he doesn't care. He's going for it. Oh, there we go. Second time lucky.
Very nice. Second time. I like how Platonic's really shown us some during this race. You know, he lost the race, but you know he's shown what kind of VR runner is. He's very interesting. He uses cool strategies. He's one you want to check out. Definitely check out some of his IL runs. He's got some times that are just unbeatable. Limes, you're the first person to say as well. Exceptional VR runner.
That'll be time for PlatonicGuy.
Time.
Technically, it's when you press exit, but whatever.
It's on exit, but it's fine.
But
GG.
Platonic.
Good race. I hope PlatonicGuy's going to jump in here.
Probably let him know.
A solid clap. Well done, Platonic. GG, man.
He might not want to, and that's fine if he doesn't want to.
PlatonicGuy doesn't particularly care to speak, which is fine. You know, it's up to him.
But when you hear it, oh,
Hey,
yo,
Platonic.
man. Welcome, Platonic.
GG Limes.
Yeah, GG, dude. It was fun.
Yeah,
Well done, Platonic, man.
I hit that variety level.
I know. I saw the struggles, dude. I'm sorry.
Platonic, that sneaking was absolutely exceptional, man.
You were
I
bodying me,
expected
dude.
that. I expected to go ahead after sneaking. It was weapons. I was expecting weapons to go behind.
Yeah.
And
So
then I thought, okay, variety and the other things that might catch up.
I'm gonna
Just on
suggest,
one level.
I'm gonna have to ask. Then I'm assuming weapons mode wasn't something you gave a whole lot of time to.
No.
No, because I was only saying we actually thought, or I thought at least anyway, Limes was aware you hadn't really practiced weapon mode, and therefore he played to that weakness. But it looks like it definitely didn't go the way you'd drawn it up in your head, for you at least. I assume you were hoping it would go a little better, but
I was expecting to be behind at weapons mode, so up until then everything was fine. It was
Yeah.
the hanging mode variety level that
yeah, absolutely. I
caused
mean,
most
Yeah,
of
it
the
was rough.
problems.
Did you take 2 continues on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
those the
we had the whole
continues
chat
there.
praying for you.
I mean, those continues there are they're just lethal. You know,
They're
they're
not nice
terrible.
because it takes time to get to the fail point, right? And then you
Exactly.
take the continues,
Yeah.
so it's even more time.
And I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
part
rough.
of it was actually Limes telling me the other day that the strat for that IL is you want to get that grip too. So you
Yeah.
want to do 10 drop catches, or at least 9 by the time you get to that last bar.
Yep.
So, you know, and that takes a while. That's 15, 20 seconds minimum, you know. So I guess you could easily say a minute lost to continues, 2 continues.
Yeah,
there.
if you lose it on the final bar, you're losing about 1:10.
And I mean, I absolutely hate that mission as well. I remember, like, I have done an all levels run. Nothing like what you guys have done here. Mine was rubbish. But I think I took like 10 continues on that mission. I hate it. It's not because, I mean, if it's, I don't know if it carries over to MGS too, but a little bit of Twin Snakes knowledge is Furry once looked into the drop catch and how it works. And apparently there's like a kill frame where if you hit triangle on that frame, or in the GameCube, whatever the equivalent is on a GameCube controller, Snake or Raiden or whoever, if it's the same as I say, I'm just talking about TTS now. So Snake will just not catch it. He won't drop catch. He'll just drop and die. Simple as that. So I wonder if that also happens in MGS2. There's like, if you hit it on the wrong frame, you're dead. And I know, like, for most people, the strat is just like hit X and just mash triangle, just pray, because it feels like that's the way to do it. But I mean, despite that, you did incredible, PlatonicGuy. I mean, it was
yeah. I think it's the first time ever that we've seen a VR race on, and you couldn't have got a better showing of like the VR is not easy, right? It's insanely complex. We saw some really cool strategies from both of you, some really high level gameplay. So I enjoyed it tremendously.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I'm just disappointed with that level. Everything else is like, it was alright.
No, dude, don't play yourself down. Your sneaking was absolutely exceptional, mate. Limes' was boring in comparison, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I play to win. I don't play for thrills and all that. So
No, it was something else. It was really cool, really enjoyable to watch.
yeah, it was a honor to be here. So I'm glad we've money that we have so far. It's really generous.
that's
of all of you.
incredible.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
dope, right? It's dope.
Like, I mean,
I'll say,
we're nearly halfway to the goal, and it's the second run of the marathon.
yeah, like you love to see it, right? You love to see it.
It's ridiculous. And I mean, obviously, I appreciate it beyond words I can come up with right now. And I'm sure I'll think of some lovely words for you all. But I mean, big shout outs to dlimes and Platonic and Apache for commentating here with me, and
Yeah,
Python for his hosting, and Roy and Chusa and Toast in the background doing all this crazy tech stuff. I hope you all like the layouts, by the way, because these were put together in like a couple of days.
They are dope, especially the
It's
transitions.
so real. Yeah, it's so nice, isn't it?
The
Yeah.
transitions are actual sex, like
real professional setup. I was gonna say
that's how I feel.
At least
if
you got
that
one
didn't
in.
happen
At least you
in
got
here,
one in, right?
I was gonna be upset, to be honest. I was about to DM you like, do it.
I was gonna say, Raichu, I always enjoy commentating with you, and I'm sure it won't be long for commentating in a race or marathon or something. Like,
this was good, and I enjoyed it. And thank you guys for doing this. It means a lot.
Sweet.
All right. So I believe that'll do it for VR. We're going to get set up real quick for some Metal Gear Solid with Sergeant Silent. So just bear with us for a few and as we get that set up.